Hello, good evening. How are you? Welcome to Words with Friends Live. I'm your host, Derek Mann, and guess what today is? The anniversary of the day that John Wilkes Booth was surrounded by federal troops in a barn in Virginia and shot to death? Yes, but also today is Foodie Friday. All the questions are based on foods. So, I hope you're all a herd of hungry hippos, but instead of feeding you little white marbles, how about we feed you big chunks of cash? From today's jackpot of $2,500. And now that I've whet your appetite, let me tell you the rules of this 12-course meal. Don't worry, you don't have to know how to use chopsticks. I just ask you 12 questions. 3 possible answers pop up. You have 10 seconds to tap on the correct answer. With 3 seconds left, your phone vibrates, like a little reminder not to burn the cookies, if you know what I'm saying. Because like the cookies are the game. I don't know what I'm saying. The point is, get all 12 questions correct, and you get a piece of the jackpot. So, make sure your Wi-Fi connection is strong and your battery is so full of juice that it's almost warm to the touch. See, like mine is so full of juice, I need a pot holder to hold it. Actually, you know, it's just a glove. So we didn't have pot holders. Because, you know, there's no props department. Okay, you get the idea. And I think we are ready to play. For the antipasto course, may I present question number 1. Which condiment is made with tomatoes, mustard, ketchup, or anise? I'm glad we're talking about condiments because it's important to always have one on you. You know, I always carry one of these in my pocket. I remember when my dad had the talk with me. Your mom and I have always flavored your food for you, but you're a man now. Now I always carry one on me, just in case. It's like the song says, I got a pocket full of mustard and my homeboys do too. It's a good song. Correct answer is ketchup. Some say it originates from the Malay word ketchup, which means brine of fish. I do love dipping my fries into the liquid runoff of another animal's salty bathwater. But don't put it on eggs. That is just gross. Question 2. What does the B stand for in a sandwich? Phrases. So, I'll order a BLT with a side of FFs. It takes the same amount of time to just say French fries. Then, I'll ask for a little cup of SFB to go with it. Salty fish bathwater. We've already discussed that. In response, waiters will often say, F you. And, gosh, I don't know what that means. Correct answer is bacon. Which is when you rip the back flesh off a pig and salt it. Question 3. Which is a staple of local cuisine in Hawaii? Omelet, BLT, or poi? You never been to Hawaii? You've got to go. And then tell me what it's like, because I've never been either. The Hawaiian language is beautiful, but it has some rules. Number 1, there's only 13 characters. Number 2, every word ends in a vowel. Number 3, there's never 2 consonants in a row. And finally, the most important rule. If it's your first time in Hawaii, you have to fight. The correct answer is poi. Made by pounding the root of the taro plant and adding water to achieve a 1-finger, 2-finger, or 3-finger consistency, which is how many fingers it takes to scoop it up. I'm going to start doing that at Thanksgiving. Mom, pretty sure I asked for 1-finger mashed potatoes. And then she would reply also with 1 finger. Question 4. She's really nice. What is this device most often used to make? Soy sauce, coffee, or oxidized wine? Seems like there's some wiggle room for other uses of the device. I mean, This device is most often used to make large cheese into smaller cheese. But sometimes this device can be used to do what that lady at the pedicure place wouldn't do, which is to take that callus on my heel and make it into a little pile of callus flakes. Callus flakes, new from Kellogg's. Great with milk. The correct answer is coffee. There it is. That's coffee in there. That's how your order comes out if Starbucks only employed mad scientists. Behold, a half-calf skinny latte for Danek. Yeah, that's me. Derek? Oh, yes, Derek. That makes more sense. Enjoy. Question 5. Za is slang for which food? Matzah, maza, or pizza? And because no one cares about anything anymore, za is an acceptable word to play in Words with Friends. I mean, why challenge your mind to come up with a word like Zephyrs or Zombify when you can just plunk that Z down next to the second most frequent letter in the game and earn up to 31 points? It's like getting a trophy for failing English. The correct answer is pizza. Marco Polo is thought to have introduced za to Italy from China. If that's true, the Chinese are responsible for the 3 most important things in life: pizza, iPhones, and somehow not making me feel weird for seeing the body exhibit. Question 6. Which is both the name of a food derived from an animal's stomach and a word for rubbish? Tripe, debris, or tummy? Woohoo! Eating animal organs has fallen out of favor recently, perhaps because collectively they're referred to as awful. That's just bad PR. Although the thymus gland and pancreas together are known as sweetbreads, and they are not sweet or bread. The other organs need that kind of branding. Maybe instead of serving tongue, chefs could call it a tasty taster. Or instead of saying, here's some brains, they could say, enjoy your fun sponge. It's an excited chef. The correct answer is tripe, or cow stomach. It's the main ingredient in the Mexican soup menudo. Not to be confused with the Latino boy band Menudo. Just picturing a bunch of teenage girls in the 80s licking their Menudo posters. Menudo! Tastes like cow. Question 7. Which is a correct spelling of this egg-based food? Omelet, omelet, omelet. Only one is spelled correctly. When I was a lad, I ate 4 dozen eggs every morning to help me get large. And now that I'm grown, I eat 5 dozen eggs, so I'm roughly the size of a barge. Thank you. No, thank you. To no one. I played Gaston at a children's theater, but it was the non-Disney cheaper version, so I wasn't Gaston, I was Gerard. And instead of eggs, I ate 5 dozen ergs. It was a non-paying gig. Surprisingly. The correct answer is the third, omelet. And you know what they say, if you want to make an omelet, you gotta buy a non-stick stainless steel omelet pan with an aluminum core for superior conductivity. Bonus, they're real pricey. Question 8. Calzones were invented in which area? Madrid, Naples, or was it Paris? We'll always have Paris. To be clear, this question is about the food calzone and not about the zones that President Calvin Coolidge created in the White House after he was elected in 1924. He declared the Oval Office to be a calzone, and anyone who entered it had to get down to the sick beats that Calvin Coolidge was always mixing. The White House lawn, also a calzone, and any reporter who wanted to ask him a question first had to shotgun a beer and say, I'm in the calzone! I mean, according to history books. Towards our ankles. Naples. Naples. We all say it, mainly because we're afraid of her. Question 9. Which is a more typical ingredient in black pudding? Dark chocolate, blood, or coffee? I'm going to guess it's not something good, since pudding adjectives are usually good things, like vanilla or butterscotch. But colors of pudding, not usually a good sign. You want to try some of my brown pudding? No. Now, Caribbean people make a black cake at Christmas time, and that has rum and brown sugar in it. But that's the Caribbean. They're fun. Black pudding is British, so less chance of fun. Correct answer, blood. See, I knew it. It's a pork sausage that includes dried pig's blood. Because if you're hosting a high society British brunch, there's nothing more embarrassing than biting into a delicious sleeve of pig meat and having wet blood splash all over your finest cravat. I say, no thank you. Question 10. Which is not an alternate name for taro? Edo, crows, or dasheen? Remember taro from question 3? It's the root vegetable that makes poi. Remember how confident you were at question 3? You're looking over at your boyfriend all like, oh my gosh, Tyler, these questions are so easy. Don't they know we went to Kauai on spring break? I know what poi is. Well, if you're not as confident now, it's nice to have an extra life in your back pocket. You tap that heart icon during the countdown and share the game with a friend, you get one. And you can use it in these situations, and then Tyler will still think you're the smartest GF he's ever had. Correct answer. Crows, which is not a food, but a groove at the end of a barrel where the lids fit in. It's also the name of a popular British ice cream flavor, made from the frozen blood of dead crows. Just kidding. Possibly. I wouldn't put it past them. Question 11. What kind of sashimi is on this plate? Is it hamachi? Is it sake? Or is it ebi? Now, have you heard of the deadly pufferfish sushi that's so difficult to prepare safely that Japanese chefs must earn a special license in order to serve it? It's called fugu, and chefs must learn how to remove the liver and ovaries of a pufferfish that contain the poison tetrodotoxin. Each fish contains enough poison to kill 30 adults. Oh boy, the last time I killed 30 adults, I was doing stand-up in Albany. I tell you, no respect. Correct answer, sake. You're probably used to drinking sake, but in Japanese, salmon is also called sake. So if your waiter asks if you want to do a sake bomb, just make sure he's not going up on the ceiling and dropping fish on you. Oh no, it looks like we dropped metaphorical fish on a lot of you on that one, because that was a brutal question. We're all taken out by flying salmon bombs. So sorry. But for the rest of you, we move on from the last meal for 100 people that die annually from pufferfish poisoning to the last question. Here we go. Question 12 for the money. What is surströmming? Fermented herring, tuna eyes, or a vegan diet? Whatever it is, it apparently gets to spend 6 months inside a container marinating in its own rotting bacteria. Occasionally, someone throws in just enough salt to keep it from rotting entirely before sealing it in a can and selling it to customers who, I guess, have fallen down a flight of stairs and lost their sense of smell entirely. That's right. We're talking about the delicious fermented herring. It's a delicacy in Sweden, but it smells like a sewer exploded inside of your nose. And speaking of exploding nose sewers, our runners-up today will receive your very own basket of fermented herring, courtesy of Words with Friends. Surströmming. It may not be poisonous like the pufferfish, but you'll wish you were dead anyway. Tonight's winners, on the other hand, receive a piece of the jackpot. 813 of you. Don't call me Shirley.